Cancer loves acid. Cancer also loves no oxygen. So knowing those things, it makes a lot of sense to alkalize the tissues. The other thing cancer loves is sugar. Refined sugar, it's very acid forming. So these are the three common denominators I find. And so when people come to us wanting help to conquer cancer, you see what we do? We suggest a diet that's highly alkalizing. We suggest ways to oxygenate the body. And we also greatly eliminate the glucose, the sugars going into the body.
This is Dr. Barbara O'Neill, an Australian naturopath and nutritionist who has gained recognition in the field of alternative health and nutrition. Her lectures and videos on health topics have influenced millions of people as she promotes natural healing approaches, dietary modifications, and alternative therapies for various health issues. Today in this presentation, Dr. O'Neill will discuss 8 alkaline foods that she believes can inhibit cancer cell growth. According to her research, she has identified 3 main factors that may contribute to cancer development. Number 1, consumption of acidic foods. Number 2, insufficient oxygen levels in the body. And number 3, excessive intake of added sugars in the diet. When working with individuals seeking to overcome cancer, Dr. O'Neill typically recommends 1, a diet high in alkaline foods, 2, methods to increase body oxygenation, and 3, significant reduction of glucose and sugar intake in our diet.
I'm going to come at what is the best food to eat from the pH balance. pH means potential hydrogen. It's the acid-alkaline balance. So up one end we have acid, and up the other end of the acid-alkaline scale we have alkaline. And in the middle we've got neutral. Neutral is neither acid nor alkaline. So the acid scale it's 0, alkaline it's 14, and in the middle 7 is neutral. Blood has a reading on the pH scale, and blood's reading on the pH scale is between 7.35 and 7.4. It will always be within that range. If blood pH does go up to 8, that person will go into a coma and die of alkalosis. If blood pH drops down to 7.22, that person will go into a coma and die of acidosis. So there cannot be much variation there, and we don't need to worry about the pH of our blood because there are 2 organs that are constantly keeping it within that range. One is your lungs. So deep breathing helps to keep the balance of the pH in the blood as it should be. The other organ is your kidneys. Your kidneys do this in a fascinating way. It's a little filtering in it.
According to Dr. Barbara, the first denominator that can cause cancer in our body is the consumption of acidic food. So it is highly recommended that you should have an acid-free, alkaline diet. But before we go into the details of alkaline foods that heal cancer, let's understand what an alkaline diet means. Our body works hard to maintain the balance between acid and alkaline levels in our blood. This balance is called the pH level, and ideally it should be between the range of 7.35 and 7.45. A balanced pH level supports enzyme functions, cellular integrity, microbial control, inflammation regulation, nutrient absorption, and detoxification. Our body's 2 most important organs, lungs and kidneys, work 24/7 to help maintain blood pH levels.
But what I'd like to look at now is what foods have an acid effect and what foods have an alkaline effect. And this will enable you to ensure that you're having a more alkaline diet. So we're going to have a look at alkaline foods and we're going to look at acid foods.
It is very important to understand that the food we eat directly affects the acid or alkaline levels or the pH level in our blood. Diet plays a very crucial role in maintaining this balance. Consuming more alkaline-forming foods while moderating more acid-forming foods helps maintain a healthy pH level. This dietary approach can enhance our body's natural defense mechanism, contributing to overall health and disease prevention. So, to starve cancer cells and to prevent cancer, Dr. Barbara advises that we should have a diet rich in alkaline because the cancer cells hate the alkaline environment. Dr. O'Neill will now present her findings on alkaline foods that she suggests may help in cancer prevention or management.
And you might be surprised to see that the first alkaline food I'm putting up here is the humble lemon. And you might say, no, the lemon's acid. It is. And it's acid where it should be. There's only one part in the body that should be acid. You know where that is? Stomach. It must be acid. If someone says, I've got a very acid stomach, I say, praise God. Because if you don't have an acid stomach, you can't break your proteins down. No, the lemon is acid where it should be. That's why you'll find that most of our salad dressings have lemon in them. But when it is broken down in the gut and the minerals are dispersed and absorbed into the blood and thus to the tissues, it has an alkaline effect because the lemon is high in the alkaline minerals, which is sodium and potassium, calcium, magnesium and iron. These are the alkaline minerals, and the lemon is high in the alkaline minerals. Don't you love the lemon? Every home should have a lemon tree.
According to Dr. Barbara, lemon is the first alkaline food to be included in your diet. Despite being acidic, lemons have an alkalizing effect on the body when metabolized. Lemons have an alkalizing effect on the body after digestion, despite being acidic outside the body. She even says that our stomach is the only part of the body that should be acidic, because if you don't have an acid stomach, you can't break your proteins down. The second alkaline food to be included in your diet is dark green leafy vegetables.
Dark green leafy vegetables are also alkaline forming. Dark green leafy vegetables we should be eating every day. That's your kale, that's your parsley, that's your, what you call them, collard greens. Do you know, we should be eating something from the dark green family of vegetables every single day. And if you don't, you really should have a dose of green barley or super greens.
The second alkaline food to be included in your diet is dark green leafy vegetables, which are generally considered alkaline-forming foods and should be eaten daily. This means that when metabolized, they tend to have an alkalizing effect on the body, despite some of them having a slightly acidic pH in their raw state. Some examples of dark green leafy vegetables are kale, parsley, collard greens, spinach, and silver beet, which are high in alkaline content. The third alkaline foods that starve cancer cells are vegetables.
Also vegetables. Vegetables have an alkaline effect, but there is a question mark with vegetables. I'm putting a question mark here because for some people these have an alkaline effect and sometimes an acid effect. There's the tomato and bell pepper, or in Australia we call that capsicum. Also eggplant, and some countries call this aubergine. And last is the potato. Now this is not the sweet potato. The sweet potato is actually not a potato. The sweet potato is a yam. I'm referring to the English potato or the Irish potato.
The third alkaline foods that starve cancer cells are vegetables, spatially cooked tomatoes with olive oil, bell pepper or capsicum, eggplant or aubergine, and potatoes. All these vegetables are high in alkaline content. Please note that at the end of this video, she will also share 2 bonus health tips which she confirms will prevent cancer and help you live a cancer-free life. Also, if you have gained any knowledge from this video, I would highly appreciate it if you press the like button and comment detox, which will help this video to reach more people.
This is the nightshade group of vegetables, and for some people they have an acid effect, and for some people they have an alkaline effect. That's why the fine-tuning is yours. No man on the planet can tell you the fine-tuning, only your body can. So the choice is yours, the question mark's there. If you love this food, if you have no reaction and no arthritis, enjoy.
It is advised to pay attention to how your body responds when you consume these vegetables. Notice any reactions or discomfort they might cause. By carefully observing your body's signals after eating, you can gain insight into which foods suit you well and which ones may not be ideal for your system. This self-awareness can guide you in making more personalized dietary choices. The fourth alkaline food advised to be consumed is legumes, namely
lima beans and lentils and soy are the 3 alkaline forming legumes.
The legume family encompasses a variety of plants, including beans, peas, lentils, and peanuts. These foods are widely consumed globally, and are valued for their nutritional benefits, particularly as a rich source of plant-based protein. Many legumes are considered to have a mildly alkalizing effect on the body. This is due to their high content of minerals such as iron, calcium, magnesium, and potassium, which can help counteract acidic compounds in the body. However, it's worth noting that not all legumes have the same effect. Some varieties with higher levels of acidic minerals like phosphorus and sulfur, or those with a higher protein content, may have an acid-forming impact.
These acid-forming foods are high in the acid-forming minerals, which is phosphorus, sulfur, and chlorine.
The alkalizing potential of legumes is further supported by their fiber content, mineral profile, and antioxidant properties. These components work together to contribute to the overall alkaline promoting effect of many legumes in the diet. The fifth alkaline food on the list is grains.
For your grains, the millet is alkaline, quinoa, amaranth. Amaranth is a grain that's not very well known. It's a very tiny grain, and when you cook it, it goes like a lump of glue. Spelt and kamut are wild hybrids of the original wheat.
Certain whole grains, including millet, quinoa, amaranth, spelt, and kamut, are often classified as alkaline-forming foods. This classification stems from their rich nutritional profile, which features a combination of fiber, vitamins, minerals, and complex carbohydrates. These grains are not only valued for their potential alkalizing effects, but also for their wide-ranging health benefits. Regular consumption of these grains has been associated with various positive outcomes, such as 1. Enhanced digestive function, 2. Improved cardiovascular health, and 3. Better blood sugar regulation. The sixth alkaline food advised is nuts.
So coming back to our alkaline forming foods, the two nuts are your almond and Brazil.
While almonds and Brazil nuts have a somewhat acidic pH when unprocessed, they're typically regarded as alkaline forming once digested and metabolized by the body. This alkalizing effect is primarily attributed to their rich mineral content, particularly their high levels of magnesium, impacting our internal pH balance. These nuts are recognized as nutrient powerhouses, offering a wide array of health benefits beyond their alkalizing properties. The seventh alkaline food on the list is seeds.
And all your seeds have an alkaline effect.
Upon digestion and metabolism, numerous seeds are believed to promote an alkaline environment in the body. This alkalizing effect is primarily attributed to their mineral composition, which includes substantial amounts of magnesium, calcium, and potassium. Among the various types of seeds, certain varieties are particularly noted for their alkaline forming potential because of their rich mineral content. These include pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, and flax seeds. And finally, the eighth alkaline food advised is fruits.
So what has an acid effect? Before we go there, there's one other, is fruit. Now I've got a question mark with fruit too. Why have I got a question mark? If someone has a yeast presence in their body and they're eating a lot of fruit, the sugar in the fruit will feed the yeast. And as the yeast feeds on the sugars in the fruit, it gives off acetic acid, it gives off lactic acid, it gives off uric acid. So it basically is feathering its nest. So when a person has a yeast presence and they're eating a lot of fruit, can you see that they are feeding the problem? And they're creating the environment of 5.5 where yeast loves to live.
Despite their acidic nature, most fruits make your body more alkaline after you eat them. This happens because fruits have lots of minerals, especially potassium. But there's a catch. If you have too much yeast in your body and you eat a lot of fruit, the sugar in the fruit can make the yeast grow. When yeast grows, it creates acid in your body. Even so, fruits are very good for you. They're packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber. These things help keep you healthy, whether the fruit makes your body more acidic or alkaline. So fruits are generally healthy, but people with yeast problems might need to be careful about eating too much fruit.
You can play with the pH of your soil, cell, to create different health and sicknesses conditions in the body. One of the easiest ways to do it is eat more vegetables, eat more greens. And little by little, without your family even realizing it, you can begin to create an alkaline environment in your family.
A simple approach to balancing your body's pH level is to gradually increase your intake of vegetables and explore a variety of grains. By slowly incorporating more of these foods into your family's meals, you can subtly shift towards a more alkaline diet without causing a sudden or noticeable change in eating habits. This gradual transition allows you to create a more alkaline-friendly environment in your household over time. The key is to make small, consistent changes that add up to a significant difference in your family's overall diet.
These people that live the long knife, they're eating a lot of fresh foods.
Now, you might be wondering, if alkaline foods are so good for keeping our blood pH level balanced, should I only eat 100% alkaline foods all the time? Well, let's hear the doctor's advice on this.
To maintain the 6.5 environment, we need to be consuming 20% acid-forming foods and 80%, 70 to 80% alkaline-forming foods. And I'm sure you're not surprised to hear me say that the 20% should come from this section here. Yes, your chickpeas are here, and your garbanzos, your chickpeas, your black-eyed beans, your kidney beans. They're not bad. Of course they're not bad. We need a little acid. It's when the whole meal is acid that tips the scales.
Yes, you heard it right. The answer is no, you don't need to eat only alkaline foods all the time. Your body needs some acidic foods too. The key is to eat more alkaline foods than acidic ones, not to cut out acidic foods completely. Our bodies are smart and can handle a mix of foods. What's important is to have a good balance. Remember, a healthy diet includes a variety of foods. It's about finding a balance that works for you. And finally, 2 bonus health advice from Dr. Barbara to prevent cancer and live a cancer-free life. The first advice is, don't throw away the cooked food's water.
If you cook the food, does it come acid? No. Whether it's cooked or whether it's raw, it doesn't change the mineral content of the food. The only time you will lose your minerals is if you cook your vegetables in water and throw the vegetable water away. It's very high in minerals.
And the second piece of advice is sunshine.
So if someone has cancer, the first thing you do is put them in the sunshine. No matter where the cancer is, put it in the sunshine. The sunshine purifies. The sunshine penetrates deep into the body.
Sunshine certainly helps reduce cancer risk or support cancer treatments by producing vitamin D. Sunlight exposure triggers vitamin D synthesis in the skin. Vitamin D has been linked to potential anti-cancer properties, including promoting cell differentiation, inhibiting cancer cell growth, reducing inflammation, and enhancing immune function. It's important to note that excessive sun exposure can increase skin cancer risk, so moderation is key. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this information helpful. Remember, small changes can lead to big results in your health. Stay healthy and stay informed. This is your host, Susie, signing off for tonight. Goodbye.